All right. So, good morning once more. Good morning, Augustine. Good morning, David. Good morning, Francesca. Good morning, Donatos. Good morning, George, GC, OJ Rose, Sammy Obama, Samuel, and God's chosen. So, well, we used to wait for some person. We used to wait for like about 10 minutes. But I don't think we need to wait today. There's no point in even waiting for them. If we already know that time is 10 and then we we now have to like wait for people to join. That's not really, and we have been waiting for a while, so already they should know. And it's more like people get used to, oh, they will wait for me, so let me just relax and all of that. So all right. Okay, so this is what we, let me just open the link again. Can you guys see my screen? So last class we were actually working on this, which I felt maybe we should just try a different one. So I actually prefer, I think I sent the link to the new one that I want us to work on the group chat. So which is this one page, Bootstrap one page. Okay, yeah, this particular one. So this is the one I want us to work on. And I already sent the links. I believe most of us have been working on it also before today. So it's going to be like really fast and we don't have to waste much of our time trying to explain things all over again. So. Okay, so this is what we have. Let me start my server. Just okay, so from last week, we were able to achieve, we were able to write our header, and you guys already know that this particular header does not even take about, does not even take up to, uh, does not take up to 5 minutes of our time. If you guys could remember, all we did was just to go to the Bootstrap template, Bootstrap page, and then, from get started, yeah, we talked about how we integrate, how we link Bootstrap using the CDN, how we use the CDN to make sure that we have Bootstrap on our own local environment, on our own VS Code. So, and then we explain to ourselves, we don't really need to log in, we don't really need to have an account here, unlike the framework, unlike the Google, Font Awesome, where we have to register before we can get the CDN. But in this case, we don't really need to have an account. Just open the website and then go to Documents, Docs there. Then you can see that we have the quick start here. This is how it's supposed to look like without Bootstrap. And then with the Bootstrap CDN, this is how it's going to look like. So all you have to do is to copy this whole syntax. Just copy with the link and then the script. I said that this link is used for the styling since it is located at the header, while this script is used for some JavaScript functions where you have to like click on an icon to open up the list item, and then on mobile you have to click on an icon to open on the list item. You understand? And you don't get to do some of those things yourself. All you have to do is just copy their code and then you use it. So then after that, we move to the component, which has to do, okay, we have the alert component, we have the button component, you have the carousel, collapse, drop down, modal, navbar, navigation, canvas, scroll speed, toast, and all of that. So all of these components are being made available for us. If you need it, you just have to call it and then start using it. The styling is going to be there already for you. All you need to pass is just a class. But one thing that we may not know is, okay, which class am I passing to this particular element? If I need a button, but then okay, I wrote button in my HTML, so I need to style it. So which class am I supposed to pass so that I'll get the Bootstrap styling of this button? So that's just the only problem that we may be having, and that's not. I'm very sorry for that delay. That little. All right. So what I was saying is, to get the class or to know the class that you're supposed to use for a particular styling, it's not even a problem. All you have to do is just to visit this website, getbootstrap.com, and then navigate to the docs, right? And then from the search input there, you can search for whatever it is you need to search for. Okay, let's say I want to search for button components. Just you can search for button, and then you're going to see it. Button, outline button, and all the examples you have on button. And then if you don't want to go to this place, you can also come down here under the component or forms or components. Yeah, I think we have, okay, content. This is the component here, so you can see we have button here. Then you can click on button. Then you're going to have examples of how to actually make your button look nice. So these are the type of button that has already been made for us. So we have, all you have to do when you copy, let's say you need this primary button, so just copy it and then you have this thing. But then if you're not satisfied with the padding or maybe the font size or anything, you can still do that by changing some of these things here or adding some properties, some class to this particular thing. So that's just basically what Bootstrap is all about. You don't have to worry about responsiveness. Most of those things are already been in place, has already been done. However, in some cases, you may need to, like, you guys remember that we worked on a container. We worked on container. So now let's look for layout. Container is under layout. Under layout, we have a container. And then here we have type of container. All right. So if you select container, if you add container only to your class, that means you get to have this type of container styling. Okay, so you don't, these are the media queries which has already been done for you. All you have to do is just to call container, and then you get, okay, on extra small, which is on mobile screen, the container is going to be 100%. On a small screen, container is going to be 540. On a medium, 720. Just however it is. It's just, we don't need to like decide anymore. Those things have been decided for, and it's going to adjust based on whatever it is that was provided. So that's just the whole stuff. And then this is just, okay, I need a very large container. I need, from our own, we did 10%, 10%, which is 80% container width. So yeah, I don't really know the percentage calculation of all of these things in Pixel, right? For container small means, okay, I need a small container. I need maybe 5%, 5% left and right. If it is MD, maybe 10%, 10%. If it is large, maybe 50, 50. So I can't really recall both. The larger the container, uh property, yeah, the larger size, or smaller the width of our content itself, larger to the right and to the left. So, and then by default, just call dot container. That will give you a default container width, which is 100%, and then smaller will take all of these things. Extra large is from 140, 1400 pixels. XL is 12 pixel above and all of that. So that's just the responsiveness. So here we have container small, container MD, large, XL, and XL. So easily, you don't have to like worry about saying, okay, you don't have to worry about all of that. So that's just one of the idea. And if you don't want a container, if you want to have 100% full, let's say you don't need container anything for anything, you just pass container fluid, which is given here. Container fluid here is given 100%, 100%, everything is 100%. So you don't have to worry about maybe, okay, that's just, everything is 100% throughout the container fluid. So yeah, that's that about that. We also have our flex. We also have flex, available flex, display flex. Okay, yeah, this is it. Flex is under utility. So we can just look for flex. And then we have type of flex here. We have dflex is normal flex, display flex. If you are styling, you have display flex. But with Bootstrap, you only have to pass d-flex, d-flex. All right. And then we have type of d-flex. Also, we have the inline flex, we have this small flex, this small inline flex, and all of those things. However you want, you can just try it one by one to see what and how all of these things work. We also have directions. You guys remember we talked about just flex direction, flex column, and then flex column reverse, flex row reverse, flex column, flex row. So yeah, they already have it for us. The first direction they are using is the flex row. So if you need a flex row, just pass flex row. If you need to be reverse, pass flex row reverse. So as you see here, this is flex row and this is flex row reverse. And this is the example, flex row on the row, and then flex row reverse. So this is column, flex column reverse. 1, 2, 3, and 3, 2, 1. That's just the idea. So that's about flex. We also have justify content also. Yeah, you write everything together. Justify content center. So you don't have to like go to your CSS and say justify content center and all of that. If you pass dflex, what you have to pass is just justify content. If it is start, then you want start. If it is end, end. If it is center, center. If it is space between, it's going to be justify content between. If it is space around or space in between, just as you can see it on the screen. So everything, all the documentation has actually been made easy for us. And also, I think align items also the same process. Also, align item center, align item end, align item start, baseline, and stretch. So yeah, we also have align save, which we're not able to talk about. You guys can go through that one yourself at your leisure time. So now let's get to the design itself. We want to where is it? Okay, we are looking at continue with this one. Is one page Bootstrap. So we already have the header. So we don't need to worry ourselves about the header anymore. Don't need to bother ourselves about the header anymore. So what we need now is, okay, now I think we need to do something about the header, just complete how the header is. I mean, I've just added it actually. So let's see, remove this first. Save. And then this is what we have. All right, this is just our normal header. And then the button here, if you guys can still remember, I only had to copy this thing, the navigation. Let me show you guys. So that's the only thing I needed to do. Just search for navigation here from the components. Navigation is a component. So yeah, we have navbar. And then we copy this one. This first one, since we want something like this, we just copy this one. All right. There are also some examples of navigation that we can also use, which yeah, we can use this one without button and without search. So a lot of it like that. So you can just copy any one of your choice. And this is just a normal button, normal form component. All right. You need a form component that has a submit button, which is a search. So you copy this one and then you have what you have automatically. So let's go back. Now this is what we have. Okay, but then looking at the design, I think there's a little bit of shadow. So I'm going to apply a shadow to it. And to apply shadow, instead of going to CSS and saying box shadow, all of those things, just go to your style, go to your HTML, and then since we are targeting our navigation, this is the nav, right? And then this is it. So we just have to do what? Just say shadow SM. We have shadow SM and shadow large. Let's confirm that. So let's just search for shadow. Shadow. Okay, let me click on shadow example. Okay, so this is the shadow. So we have shadow none. There won't be any shadow. We have shadow small. This is shadow SM, and then shadow, normal shadow. If you want a normal shadow small, shadow, and then shadow large. So that's just the difference. So now what we need is just shadow small. We don't need this thing. This thing is too, the shadow is too much here. So we only need the shadow small. All right. So now we are passing shadow small here. Now let's save it. And then let's see what we have. Okay, so I think we have it just like this. So initially what we add, I did not include this. What we add there initially is the container fluid. That's what we add initially. If you check this thing that you copied, we add container field. Let me go to the navigation again so we can confirm that. Navigation, nav bar. Okay. So if you check it, if you check see it here, this is container fluid because they don't want any container at all. They want it to just be spread across the width. That's why container fluid will be 100%, no width, no specific width or mx or whatever. So, but then from the design, I think there's a little bit of container here. So I need to add a container to the navigation. All right. And again, if I decide to add container to this navigation, to this nav here, let's see that container, then the shadow is going to be looking really, really weird. Let's say container small. Then I'm saving it. Let's see what we have now. The shadow is going to be looking really weird. As you can see, this is not a really nice display. Okay, so I don't think I need to pass container to the nav bar. I think I need to pass container to the content inside the navigation. All right, so that's where this one comes about. That's where I had to like, okay, this div has already been given and the container field has been given also. So I will just change this to from field to SM. Then this is what we have. All right, this is looking really nice. The shadow is starting from the end to the end. All right, but then we have our container here and here. So that's just, if I should give this one, the container field a BG now, let's say BG red, sorry, BG danger. Danger is red. So let's save it. Now it's going to be just there, as you can see. So, but then I don't need a BG red. So I don't need a BG at all. And let's see. Now what's next is, let's check the design again. I think this is what next. But then I'm not sure this our color doesn't seem like it is a PG primary. So how do we even check? You know how to check the color that you are using. You have two ways to check that. You can either inspect to get the color, or you can get an extension that can get the color for you. All right. So let's say, okay, let's say you don't have the extension, right? The easiest way or the fastest way, the default way is to use the inspect. So I'm just going to like right click on it and then click on the inspect. All right, so now this is it. I think that guy is actually hidden somewhere. Yeah, he's hidden somewhere. So I'll just pick, let me open this first, right? So I'll pick this element selector, pick it, and then over on this. If you over on the button, you're going to get this is the background color. So the background color is, you can just write it somewhere because I'm very sure there's no way you get to see that, or you can even click on it. When you click on it, you should be able to see it somewhere here. Yeah, after clicking on it now we're able to see it here. See, this is nav bar get started. That's the button. All right, so all I have to do is just to copy this, and then this is what I want us to do. I think we have common colors. We may have common colors. Okay, let's see. This color, I think, is the same thing as this color. So we have a common color. So I want to make that color a global color. All right. So I'm going to make this a global color since this is the same. Also, this one also and this one, they are the same. So I'm going to make them also a global color. If you realize, this is the color they use for this one also. Okay. And even the over effect also, that's the color. So making it a global color will make it very easy for me to just call that color at any time in my class, and then I'll have the color that I want. So how do I even do that? After copying the color, just go to your style and then come here. You can just comment global, just normal way that we used to do, global, and then you can say dot primary color. Just say primary color. Okay, and then color will now be primary color. Let's say background, primary BG color. Sorry, primary BG color. That's primary background color. All right, then we'll say background color will now give us that thing that we copied, right? So we say dot primary text color also, text color. So we say color now be what? The same. Hello, please, can you guys hear me? I'm having a really bad network damage.
Yes, you can hear you.
Okay. Yes. All right. Okay, so let me share my screen again. Sorry about that. Okay, so like I was saying, we are trying to make this color a global color, all right? And then you guys remember that the way you pass color to background is different from the way you pass color to text. The background color will take background color, then the color, while a text will take color, ordinary color, then the color. So that's why we needed to do this way. So primary BG color will not give us this background color. Then primary text color will give us this one. So any text that requires this color, we only have to just call primary text color. All right, so we can do that for button also, because on button outline also, they will say button outline, or yeah, button outline color, something like that. So you can just say button BTN, that's button outline. Well, let me not write the outline in full. Let me just say button OL, that's outline, then the color. All right. Button outline has a border. And in Bootstrap, let me show you. In Bootstrap, they have a component, a style for that, where you call the button outline. Let me look for button. Okay. This is not what I'm looking for. BTN. Okay, this button. Now, if you check, yeah, we have button secondary. This is the background. So we can say, instead of calling the button secondary, right, we can just say BG. Since button secondary is giving us a background color of this, right? So we can just say BG. We just call that BG into our button instead of using button secondary or whatever. So yeah, we need the outline. That's what we are actually interested in. This is the outline. So we cannot use that our BG for this outline. Okay, we cannot use our BG for this outline. So what we need to do is just to call BT. We say BT outline and then our own. I don't want to use BT outline because I know that they also give BT outline. Okay, that's why I had to use BTN OL and then our own color. So all we have to do now is just to call, instead of calling their own, we just call our own button style. So that's just how it works. Why do we have to do it that way? Because the color they actually provided here is not what what is given from the design. The color that is provided is not what is given. This color is not there at all. So we have to like do it automatically or let's say by default for ourselves. So those are the ways in which we can actually override some of the styling. Okay, let's check something. All right. So now let's do that. Button outline color. Let's say that will now be border, right? Border color. So that's what we need. And then drop the color. So, but one thing is, Bootstrap has its own color. So we need to make all of these colors important. Because if you don't make it important, Bootstrap will always override our own styling. Bootstrap styling won't override our own styling. So we need to make all of this color important so that when we call it, then it's going to override the Bootstrap styling. So we add important to it like this, important to it like this, and then important to this one also. All right, so that's that for this. So then we also have another color, which is the second, which I will call the second. That primary is just me. I just decided to call it primary. So there's nothing wrong about it, right? So it was just me that choose to call it secondary. I can even say primary BTN color instead of this, right? Primary BTN. Let's just make it uniform like that. Since we are using primary before, so let's just use primary for other ones also. So the second one is this other color, which is not the same thing as this. So now let's inspect this one also and then see what the color is like. All right, so I'm going to select it, select this text, click on it, and then I should have the color somewhere. Okay, so this is the color here. Now let's copy it and then go back to our styling. So what I need to do is just this same thing. All right, now paste it here, and then cut this one and then replace everything here. Replace this, and then replace this. Now let's save. So, but don't forget, we have to change, we have primary, while this is another color. So let's just make it secondary. So secondary. Now let's save that. So now we can now go on by adding this to our text, our button, and our other background stuff. So going to index, the first thing I need to change is the button color, which is different from what they have. So this is their own button color and this is our own. So it's kind of like different. So let's change that one first. Let's go to the button. So this is the button contact. So instead of using BG primary, I will use primary BG color. All right, since this is what we use in our style. So now let's see what we have.
That one will give you the outline.
No, primary BG is that's not outline. That's background color. Primary BG is background color. So primary BTN is the border color. Primary BTN is the border color. Are we clear?
Yeah.
All right. So now that's that. So now if you check the button now, the color has changed. Okay. So I'll do that for this. I think this one, let's check, is this color is the secondary. So we are going to use this for secondary. And then this list item also, they are taking the secondary, right? They are taking the secondary. So let me just let's just do this. I think I don't want to go into doing all of this ones. There are too much. So let me just focus on this one, right? And then the button for now. So here we have the logo. Yeah, this one instead of text primary. So we say primary text. What do we even say this? Primary text color, okay? Primary text color. Now let's save it and then see what we have. It should be secondary, not primary. Secondary. All right. Okay, so I think we are good. Right. Now, after that, next thing is let's work on our hero. Let's work on our hero. Forget the background for now. There's a background here, but let's forget about the background for now. So let's focus on our hero first. All right, so now let's focus on this. So we need a main, all right? But in this case, there's no component for us to have hero. There's no hero component in Bootstrap. So what we need to do is to just use their flex and other this thing to determine the hero, okay? So how do we even do that? Now, first thing, let's close out this navigation. We are done with navigation. Now let's open a different comment, and then we have main. You guys know all of this already. So inside the main, I have this thing inside my main. I also have this one also inside my main. You can see this is where the background stops. So that means this is where the main stops. All right. So that means we have these cards and then we have this one inside the main. Okay, we have this one and then this card inside the main. So what we need to do now is let's fix this one first. Let's put this one inside a div, right? So let's say dot, just like that first. And then inside it, we have H1, which is one page bootstrap. One page bootstrap, right? And then the second one is website templates, All right. So, and then the third one is a P, which is we are team of, what's this one? We are team of, what's there?
Talented.
Oriented.
Oriented or talented?
Oriented.
Oriented.
We are team-oriented designers. Is that even possible? Let me refresh the page. These people are doing rubbish. This thing is not supposed to be here.
Team of talented designers.
Okay. I just wait for it. All right, let's just write that. We are a team of talented designers. All right, so save. We are a team of talented designers. Cool. So let's see what we have. Okay, so we have this. But let me just complete. Let's be done with this one first before going to this one. All right. And then I will try to explain. I will show us an external resources that will give us that behavior. If you notice, there's a behavior that actually happened just now. If you are scrolling, all right. If you are scrolling, so you get to see a behavior whereby those things will come up, like this one that is counting, and this one that just comes in automatically. So I will show us how to actually achieve that behavior. Don't know why this thing is always coming. Nonsense. Okay, now this should be at the center first. Let's focus on that. So we say yeah, class. All right, so we say deflex. Remember, we want to position every element inside our main to be at the center. So we give it deflex, and then we say justify content center. For our CSS, remember, this is just to centralize it. And then align items. Align items. What do you say? Okay. Just Stephen. Is this what's the kind of spelling of align again, please? Is this align correct or this?
No, yeah, this is correct.
This is correct. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see what we have. Okay, fine. Now we have this. So, but then, we have all of this inside another container, inside another div. So we have to flex that div, and then so that all of this will be at the center. One, or we give the div text center. That means everything should come to the center. So if we either use a normal text center or we use a div center, but instead of writing div flex on content center, item center, that would mean a lot of talk. You can just say text center. So I believe this is text center for Bootstrap. All right, so that's that. Now the next thing we need to do, increase the size of this one, and more like maybe add a weight to it. So let's say class will now be, remember to increase the size is FS, that's font size, FS. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So because I think I need the biggest right now, so I'm just going to pass 1. So let's see how it's going to look like FS1. Let's wait for it. Oh, this is not really big enough. So in this case, where you realize, okay, this thing is not big enough, I think I need it to be bigger than this. So there's no way I can do this, only to override, use my own CSS to actually achieve what I need. All right. So in that case, I may have to remove this. Let's try with the FW first. Let's see if FW to 800, no, 700. No, that's bolder. This is what they have. Font weight bolder. Let's see if that's going to give us what we need. I think this is okay. So the only thing we need now is to make it bigger. From what we have here, you can see it's really big, right? So let's make it bigger. But to do that, let's give it a class. Let's just call it big. Okay, let's call it big text. So we don't make any mistake. Let me save this. Go to my style, and I say dot big text. All right, so I can now say font size. Let's say 70 pixel. Well, to be sure, let's go and check their own font size. Let's see the font size they use, so that we'll be sure of the font size. Let me click on this and then select this.
Boss, you can use display.
Okay, to make it bigger. Thank you very much.
Yeah, display.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think we have display. What are the properties of the display? What are the variables? Where is it? Let me just start
display -1. I think it's display -5.
Display 4. So All right, so I think that makes it bigger. Thank you very much for that. So let's see what we have now. Okay, I think this is big enough. So we can now make some changes to this one also. But does anyone have an idea to make the bold? I think I've tried to increase the bold. This is just, I feel like this is just the font. So if we check the font, it is the font that makes this thing really bold like this, because the highest bold is bolder, and I've tried that and then it's still giving me that amount of boldness. I don't know if anyone have.
Font weight. Use font weight.
Yeah, I've used font
The
weight
font
already.
weight will make it bold.
I've used font weight and then it's still giving me that kind of bold. So
I think is the font.
the font style, right? The font family, yeah, Poppins. So let's see if we can get Poppins from Google Fonts. I thought we used Poppins before. Did we not use Poppins? What do we use in our navigation? Let me check. Okay, Lato. All right. This Lato, let me just pass this Lato to the list item instead of calling it for everything. It's actually not for everything. This one is different. This is popping, while my navigation is Lato. Navigation is Lato. So I think I should just call Lato for, okay, open SAS. Where did I see Lato exactly? Open SAS. I don't understand. Okay.
It was
so,
the last class.
okay, the previous
Yeah.
I think the previous design. Okay, that makes sense. So this should be open SAS and then other one is popping. So let's just look for popping and open SAS. So let's search for open SAS, right? Open science. Let's look for it. Okay, so I'm going to select lights. I'm going to select regular. I'm going to select medium and bold. I think I'm good with this. Let me remove this lato. Remove all. So then I'm going to update this our link. Let's use import. Just use import so that we can have multiple imports instead of using one. Or what should we use? Let's use one. Sorry about that. So now let me use this link. Since I already have a place for Google Fonts, so I can just use it directly. That's the reason. Then I also need I forgot I should have. I need for both open and then what's the second one again? 4 pins. Yeah, 4 pins. So let's click on 4 pins. And then here I'm going to select I don't want the thing. I want lights, regular, medium, and bold. Okay. Let's see extra bold also. So now we are going to use the two. Okay, open source and then this. Let's copy the two. Go back here and then replace what we had initially. Save it. Now let's copy the styles. So we have two styles. I just copy it and paste it here. I'll comment it out. So anytime I need it, I'm going to call it. So I don't want it to be for. Or I could just, I think, come in. Let me comment it. I think popping is mostly for everything, while open source is targeted. So let's just use this one. Let's use this for almost everything. And then let's use this one for the list item. Just copy it. Now go to HTML, target the UL. So the UL, I don't want to be passing it one by one to everything. So I want to target the UL entirely. I'll just give it a style, right? Then I'll paste this one there. So font family, open source, and then save it. Let's see if it's going to work. Oh, it should work. Sure. Okay, I think we have it. Now, fine. Now it is really bold. So that's what we need. Now let's target this guy, the little one. Okay, so let me target this one and increase the font also. Remove this first. Okay, so here we have class. So let's use FS3. Let's see what we have. Is that not too much? FS2. I think FS2 is better. Why does it look so big? And then this one, so big. I think I need to reduce the size. FS5. Let's try 5. Okay, 4. Yeah, 4 should do. 4 should do. Let's just go with that 4 like that. All right, so having done that, what else? I think there's also a button also. So let's get this button done. Under here, still inside the text, inside the container. So let's call it button. So what is inside the button? Get started. Get started. Right? But don't forget, we need to make this a button, call it a class, and give it a BTN. BTN is to let if you did not put that BTN, this thing is going to come as normal button, but you need to let it know that okay, this is a Bootstrap. You need to let Bootstrap to know that okay, this particular button is I want to use Bootstrap style of button. So although there won't be any outline, but it's going to remove all of these things. This thing is a default button styling. So when you pass BTN, now it's going to like remove it, and then this is a normal Bootstrap button. So you now have to style it to make it look like what you want exactly. So what do we want? We need to have a BG of this color, which is this one that we were using before. So we just say primary BG color. All right. Now let's save it and then see what we have. Let's save it. Fine. So this is what we have now. So what I need, I think I need a padding to the left and right, and then I need to change the text color to be white. Yeah. So let's give it PX, let's say 5, and then PY 2, and then text. Let's give text primary text. Okay. Normally text white is just normal text white. So now let's save it. Let's see what we have. Okay, I think this is better. I'll have to give I think I need small padding up and bottom also, and then I need margin top. So let me just do that. Let's use this 3, reduce this to 4, and then give margin top, let's say 4. Let's say then C. All right, we are good. We should go back to 5. Now, what is next is, okay, I think I need to centralize this thing. I need to bring it to the center, right? So let's give a minimum height to the main, or instead of, yes?
I'm sorry, what is PX and PY?
Okay, PX is padding horizontal. Padding horizontal. Just the way we have, in our styling, we say padding. Then we say top. We say, I think the first one is top. The second one is right. The third one is medium, bottom, and then I can't remember, top, right, bottom, left, or something like that. Yeah, okay. So, and then we say when you pass two properties when you pass two variables to the padding, right? If you pass padding, you say padding and then you say 1 pixel, just like that. That means we want up and bottom and left and right? So in this case, there's no way we can actually pass all of those things in Bootstrap. So the best way to do that is to specify that, okay, when I pass px, which x means x-axis, the horizontal axis, that means I need to have the same amount of padding I have to the right. I want it to the left also. So horizontal means I need padding 5 to the right and padding 5 to the left. So that's why it's going to like centralize the text. And then padding y means vertical. That's padding vertical. So I need the same 3 pixels that I have up. I need the same size of padding down. If I should make it padding start like this is padding start, that's padding left. In our styling, it's padding left. But in Bootstrap, it is called padding start, and it is PS. So if I should save this, and then let's see what we have. Okay. Okay, okay, yeah, this is it. Now it's taking time to load. So PS is now giving me padding start 5. That means I need 5 padding to the right, but then there's nothing to the right, to the left. No, I need 5 padding to the left, but there's nothing to the right. But in this case, I need to have both left and right. And I don't want it to be different. I don't want to have left to be 4 and right to be 5. I need to have left 5, right 5. Instead of saying PS, I can say PS5 and then P end 5. This will work fine. But why do I have to like write that kind of thing when I can easily just say PX5? Since PX will give me both left and then right. PX is horizontal. So it's going to work just the same way. Why PY is also for vertical. Yeah, what do you want to say?
Okay, I understand now. I got
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so the next thing, let's change this text color to, I think this one. Yeah, let's change the text color for the 2. And let's say, I think we gave it secondary, that's secondary text color. So save it and then see what we have. Okay, I think we are good. Now, having done that, let's give a padding. We need a padding because the parent is definitely having a padding top, right? So this padding top should be, let's say 5. And then, yeah, let's just give padding top 5 to the parent, which is the main. Yeah, which is the main. Remember, padding will only adjust itself and then expand itself. It's more like giving space within itself. That's what padding does. Let's not forget padding. Padding will give space within itself. It's not going to give gap. If I pass margin to this parent, then there will be gap between the header and then this background. But I want the background to start from here. But then I don't want space inside the background, close to the wall of the background. So that's why I need to pass padding to it. Then we have to have padding top. Padding top will be 5. That's the max. Let's save it. See what we have now. Okay. All right, so this is padding top. But then looking at the design, I think we still need small. But then 5 is the highest. So what do we do? I don't want to use custom styling. I can as well do margin for this one. Or I do padding also for this guy. Let me say 4. Okay, so now let's see what we have. Okay, this does not still need anything.
I
Let's
think
5.
margin.
Margin will work back. Is this size not okay?
Yeah,
This size is
okay.
okay. All right,
It's
this is
margin
better.
that works there.
What do you say?
No, it's okay now. It's okay now.
Okay, I think we are good then. All right, then what next is, having done this, now let's focus on the next one, which is the cards, right? This is the cards. So we have 4 cards, and then we have this and this and this, and then this over effect, we can do all of this over effect in our custom styling. All right, so let's create a card. Let's see if there is a card component here. Okay, we have a card component. This is a card component in Bootstrap. So now let's just copy it. Oh, sorry, let's check what is there.
Sir,
Okay, yes.
from all your video, you did not add height, Abby.
No, I've not. I don't really like to add height. Initially we were using height. because we're just starting. But height is not really a good way to write your code.
Okay.
Not really a good way, but not add height at all. There's no height. So this is one type of card. This card is having image cap and then the card title, the button, and a quick text. Let's confirm what type of card do we even need. We need this, a title, and then something like this. So we can have this as our image, have this as our title, and then have this as our text. So let's see the card again. Okay, so let's see if there's another type of card. Okay, this is another one. A title, subtitle, text, and then a link. Okay. I don't need all of this one. I'm actually not interested in card image. That's why I'm looking for a simpler one. So that I can apply even green markup, you know. Card title, even if it's no, I don't want that. Using custom CSS, no. Okay.
So you can
Right.
work with the first one.
The first one is fine, yeah. Yeah. But then I don't need an image. That's my concern. But that's not a problem. Let's just copy this. Right. But remember, our card is not just a card. Our card is inside a flex. It's inside a flex, right? Or if you guys know how to use grid, I think someone has already learned how to use grid. There's also a grid form here. Grid and flex also work the same way. So we can actually see if we can use grid. So let's see what we have here. Okay, so here we have row. This can be a little bit confusing. That's why I don't really like to introduce grid to us in a class. I want us to like learn it ourselves and understand it. But then at the same time, let's see. Let's just copy this card first. Or let's copy the grid first. So this is the grid container. This is the grid component here. So here, this is the example, right? We have a row. This is a row, right? That's the first thing we have, a row. Forget about this container for now. Just focus on this. So we have a row, right? Now, inside the row, that row means grid row. That means give me grid row. Now, inside the row, I have columns, right? Which is this number one, this number two, and then this number three. Let's look at another one. Okay, I don't think we have another one. That's the only thing that we have. So, but then there are ways in which you can choose the size of column that you want. Like this, for example, here we have column. This is just a normal column, right? While this one is like taking two columns at the same time. See, this is one of three. This is two of three. Why this is three of three? This is wider than this one and this one. So how do we even achieve this? So to do that is just, we have the row. That's the first thing you need to call. Then second one is the column. That's the normal size, the column. For this one, column 6, that means take 6 width. Take 6 width. Why share this one and this one with 3, 3. From here to here, in a column, in a row, sorry, from here to here is 12. So we have column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So since this one is taking column 6, that means this guy and this guy are both sharing column 3, 3. All right. So they are sharing 3 and 3, just what we have here, column 3. So if this goes back to, let's say this goes to 8, since it is 12, and then this one is taking 8, what is left for 12 is 4. Then this one is going to be taking 2, while this one is going to be taking 2. All right, so that's just the idea. So if you want something to be wider than the other one, that's how you can manipulate it using the grid. All right, so here, okay, here they say, I think the second one, yeah, we have row, column 5 and column. So here we have 5. That means this one and this one are both sharing the rest of the column. If this is taking 5, then this and this is sharing the rest of, that means 5 are 7, they're sharing 3.5 and 3.5, something like that. So I believe that is the calculation actually. So, but then we don't really need all of these ones for now, since our column is still the same thing. Yeah, our column is the same thing. So if you did not call, and if you did not specify 6, 6, then by default, column will give you, we just divide it by default. And this one also, it's just divided by default. Until you now specify that, okay, I want this one to be 10. And to now increase this one, and then give this one the rest of the size. So that's just what, yeah, that's it. Now let's see what we can do. Let's try and use column. Let's use grid in this case, since we've been using flex all of this while. So let's see if you can use column. So let's just copy this, right? Paste it here. Inside, that will be under this one. Let's give this a class so that we can see text, hero text. Okay, now here we know. What did I do? Just copy. Okay, after pasting it, save. So I will say now here, this is the single column where we want to have our card. So instead of having this column, we just go and copy that card and paste it there. Let's go back to our card. Now let's copy the card layout. Copy this one and then paste it here. Save it. Okay. Now I will just replic. I will just I don't know what grammar to use there. Just duplicate. Yeah, thank you. Duplicate. No. Remember, everything has to be in a column. So I'll copy this again, then drop it here inside the second column, and then copy this one, remove this one, and drop it here. Now let's see. That means we have 3 cards right now. We have 3 cards right now. So now let's see what we have. I think we have rubbish already. See, we have rubbish already. Why do we have rubbish? It's because we flexed the main. We actually flex the parent, and then flexing it is now giving the 2 children, because we have 2 children now. So what do we need to do to solve this problem? Who can just give me an idea? I know what to do, Shah. Just, let me explain it again. We flex the parent, which is giving, this is a child, and this everything here is under child, right? Now, because we flex it, it's now giving us a row. Now, how do we change it to a column so that this will be on top and then this second child will now be below? Anybody?
These are flex direction now.
Flex direction now. Are you sure, or you are saying?
Carry flex direction column.
Okay, flex direction column. Now let's see that. So we have to target our parents. So we say, all right, so let's just say here we have flex direction. Flex, no, that would be flex column. So now let's see what we have. Okay, I think we are good. This is really interesting. Oh, now the image, we don't have any image. So that's why this thing is showing like this. There's no image yet. So we just need to find a way to see what grid can do for you. It's just going to give you exact, although Flex can do it also, but grid does it better. Like grid is just really, really crazy about the way it actually aligns stuff. So if you know how to use grid, I would advise that we use more of grid. Okay, you know how to use it very well. But then if you don't know how to use grid, then fine, Flex is just your best friend. All right, so yeah. So what do we need to do? Let's give gap. Yeah, let's give, where is the container? Hero text. Margin bottom. Should we give margin bottom or margin top? I think we should give margin top. Let's give margin bottom 5. Let's see. We may even need to add another one. Okay, that may be too small. Is this small? Let's add for the row also. This one here. Let's say margin top 5 also. Okay. All right. So now let's see the design. Okay, I think that's fine because we only have half of the card showing, and then our own also half of the card is showing. This thing, I hate this thing. I don't know where to keep it. Okay, so now this is what we have. All right, but looking at this grid, it's more like it's not centralized. I can fix this thing. Let's give a background to see what we are working on. Let's give row a background. BG danger.
Yeah,
right.
I miss my golden rod.
Oh, sorry, bro. All right, so yeah, this is not really giving us a centralized card. So how do we do that? Let's go back to the grid. Let's see what they have for us. Make it to the center. It's not giving me a centralized. Okay, this is the grid. Okay. So yeah, this is more like a centralized, but then why is our own not centralized? Okay, let's do something first. Let's give each of the column, let's give this, let me say DG primary. Then this should also have DG info. Now let's see what we have now. Oh, okay. So DG primary, this is not centralized. This is not centralized, and then this definitely is not centralized. So how do we do that? Let's target the column itself. You have to target each column and centralize the card inside of it. Does that make any sense? Since the card, remember that, okay, column is the parent of each card. And then these cards are not being centralized. They're actually located at the left, right? So we need to centralize the card.
Yeah.
So let's just see if we can focus on the card, our column, and then centralize it. So how do we centralize it? We could say here, we could give one, let's see this MX Auto, see if it's going to work. Let's try it. Okay, I think MX Auto work directly. So we don't have to, I'm just looking for a way to avoid flex, specify content, and item center. That would mean a lot of work if we can just easily pass MX Auto here. So MX Auto should give us what we need. All right, so what's the last one? What's the last one? Yeah.
Sorry, sir. We have about 4 cards in the other page. We are using
Okay,
3.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry about that. Sorry about that. Now let's copy this column and then paste it. Yeah. Let's see what coming down. We need to specify that this should take what? 4 divided by how do we do that? I need to divide by 12 to get 4. That will be 3. Each of it will take 3. So let me close it up. Close it up. All right, so we are going to say column 3, 3, 3, and 3. Column 3. God, let this thing work. Oh, fine, it worked. All right, no, we have 4. So what else? Let's give a gap. We need small gap within the row. So let's say, I don't know what their column gap is, but let's go and check for it. I've forgotten. Let's go and check for column gap in Bootstrap. So let's say, where do we check for gutters? So that's it. Gutters is actually the gaps. So let's see what they have. Gutter here. Okay. GX, that's gutter horizontal. What if you want it to be vertical, that would be gutter vertical. That's GY vertical. So now GX is the gutter. So say GX, let's use 4 or 3. Let's use 3 instead. Not working. Why? It's not working. Does it mean like the size is too much? It's working, but I don't really like this. It's too small. Let me check their own. Their own is really, really much. So let's use 5.
Sorry, sir.
Yes.
Why don't we use col dash MD, and that is for medium 6, then for large 3.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes.
Well, that's when we are working with okay. We are actually saying, okay, for the purpose of responsiveness, this is for laptop, since we are still working on laptop. But then if you want us to do that, let's just do it. So column MD3. Column MD should be 2, 2. Let's use 6 for column MD. And then column large should be 3. Yeah. Column large should be 3. Why column should be 1. This should just be 12. Does anybody understand this thing? This does not really still solve our problem of gaps. It's just for the purpose of responsiveness. I don't know if you guys, does anyone understand it? Hello? Can we respond?
I think I do understand it.
I don't understand though.
Okay. There's something really giving me issue here. I don't know why the card is actually overflowing. I'm not satisfied with this thing. Coming on, let me see. Card is overflowing. I see something is wrong there. Something is wrong. Let me check. Use of GX. So this first, let's need to confirm. It's not centralized. That's my concern. Let's see what the
Okay,
problem is.
so we have not removed the image, so could that be a problem?
Okay, let's see if we can remove the image. Although we still need image.
No, I don't think that has any issue with it.
Exactly. I don't think it should be. Okay, I'm thinking this width. Let's remove this width first.
I think we should
Let's remove
reduce
it.
the width.
Yeah. No, I want us to remove it. Let's remove it first. Oh, yeah, let's remove it. So let's see what we have if we remove it. Well, can always come back and fix it back.
There's no harm in trying.
Yeah, you get. So, and I believe since we have content, so which should not be something we should be worried about. So we don't need the width. That's just the problem. They are giving a specific width, which is not really nice. What if the content should take more width? Then there will be problem. What if you have a larger content inside of it? So now since we remove the width, let's remove it. Let's remove the PG. It's good to clean up your code so you don't have some unused whatever code. That's what I'm trying to do. All right. Now let's see what we have. Yeah, I think we are good now. Even without the gap, we're still good to go. I was expecting that we don't even need a gap before, but then the thing is not showing me. All right, now the next thing is what's the next thing? Let's look for this icon. Can we get this icon? Can someone just look for this icon for us? If we can't really, I just need the name. I don't know if anybody from our end can also. Let's use layer for this one. I can get icon, font, or some icon. So I'm going to use layer. Please, so if you know the name that those ones could be, we have this could be layer, this looks like snacks or something. Why this looks like this is thumbprint. Okay, so let's say layer, yeah. Okay, yeah, we have a layer. Let me see. Okay, so let's use this 17 Pro. That's my problem. Just my problem with this person. Everything is Pro, and then what we need should be outline, not a Pro something. I tell me something like this. Okay, so I think let me copy it first. Then I'll now need to go and copy the CDN because I've not added the CDN to it. So let's do this. For each of the image from the first one, let me replace this. That.
You say what?
Right. Now let's go to the second
Let me
one.
tell you before because
Somebody should just try and mute themselves.
yeah, splash board and then
Anyway,
like you see everything.
David. Okay. What should this be? Let's try pi.
The second one is palette.
Palette or
Just
Yeah.
these
palette.
icons are available in Bootstrap. Bootstrap icons.
Okay, fine.
Single hell.
Just paint. Just type paint. You see it.
Let's see if we can use. Thank you very much for that reminder. Let's use Bootstrap.
Icons. Yes.
Let me just open it. So that one will make it easier, so you don't have to. And I believe since you already copied their CDN, if they're going to give us a CDN also for that, just have to copy it. No, I don't want this. Let's see the CDN we can use.
Just they start typing the filter. Just go over, see the filter there. Just type it.
Okay, where is it? Where is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
We need
yes.
to
Just type
we
paint.
need to like paint. All right.
Paint. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Valid. Cool. Are we adding any CDN or we just copy it directly? Are we good to go if we just copy it?
Add the CDN. We'll add the CDN now.
Okay, that's good. Oh man, I would have prefer we go on. Let's see first. Let's add it. Yeah, nice. Now the next one is next one is, so what's this? Let's try thumbprint for the last one. Thumbprint. No.
Fingerprint.
Fingerprint code. All right, that's better. So let's copy this. And then just open this in work direction. So adding it in. Okay. So what is left is the last one. Let's even save it first. No, not avoid. What could this be? Any idea? What could this be? Let me look for a way to get.
So can't you just inspect it and search for the name?
And see the name. Okay, I could do that. Let me copy this first. The CDN.
That it's not working though. If you want to inspect it.
Let me add this. This is where I get the CDN from. Just look for it around the Bitcoin. Sorry, the Bootstrap. Bitcoin. Okay, so we have Bootstrap icon. So save it. Paste it here now. Let's save it. Okay. So let's see. Let's try what that man said. If we can get it wrong.
The name is command line, but it's like it's on Pro.
Okay, same Bootstrap.
With font also.
Okay, let's see if we can get it here. Command. Okay. Oh, command is here. I hope it's free here. Yeah, it's definitely free.
No, font awesome is too stingy, kind of. I don't know.
That's their business. It's not open source. So just stingy. No, they can't be free. Okay. Now let me go back. The first one that we used for front awesome, the first one, what is it? What's the first one? That layer, I think I'll have to change that one also. Go back and change the layer. Yeah. Okay, so I think I need a.
So the name is still command on Bootstrap
Which one is that?
for the
Oh,
command.
No, we have fixed that. We have fixed that. Yeah, we'll fix that
Okay.
command. Now layer is
Okay.
the next one.
Stack,
Yeah.
look at it here. Close down.
Stack. Okay. Yeah, that one is giving me something I don't want. That's the problem. If you check the design, here, see, this is transparent. This is like only the outline, right? So we can actually change it. But what they have here is, so this is what I'm looking at, but then this is not complete. So I think we just have to go with it. Let's go with that. But then if we see something else, we can always say it. All right. Now let's see what we have. I believe those things will be very small. Oh yeah, they're really small for now. So we are going to increase the sizes. 1, 2. No, I missed this thing. We can rearrange. It should be command. This fingerprint. Command fingerprint. Now let's increase the size. FS. Let's start with 1. Let's see what would be like. FS 1. FS 1. FS 1. We have to command. This one shouldn't be command. It should be stack. Okay. I think we are okay like this. Is the size okay? Let's compare. Or should we check the size? I think the size is okay.
Let's check
Let's check the size. Hmm. Thirty-six pixel. That should be what? 36 pixel is what? So let's go and look for it here. 36 pixel should be, look for font size. I wish they can tell us the sizes here. 36 pixel. Come here, let me see if we can get it. This font size. Font family, font size. They're not telling us. So let's just go with FS2. That one is a little bit bigger than what is expected. So let's go with FS2. I expect Bootstrap to tell us the size of each of the F. They have been stingy. Okay. So what next do we have to do? Having done that, what next do we have to do? This is what we have. So what's the next thing? Let's talk, please. Tired of talking alone. Let's talk. What's the next thing, please? Are we checking the design from our end? This is the design. So now let's talk about the next thing. Do we need a shadow for the card? Do we need to centralize the text? Do we need the text to come to the left, or what else do we need? Please, let's talk.
First of all, we'll need to give the shadow. Then
Okay.
after the shadow,
Let's do it one by one. Let's do it one by one. Let's focus on, you mean the card or the column? Which one are we giving the shadow? The card or the column?
The card.
The card, good. Okay, so now let's see. Let's start with one.
So can I see our design again?
Okay, this is the design.
Our own, the one we're designing.
Okay, okay.
Then also we need
We need what?
padding.
Padding. You mean inside the card?
Yes, inside the card. Padding
Okay.
inside.
Okay. Now let's try that. So let me just. Oh my God. Let me close out the card. Cardboard. Okay, so let me target everything. So we have shadow, small Abby or normal shadow. Shadow normal is, this normal shadow is MD, SM is small, while LG is large. So shadow and then, okay, SM, let's go with SM. So PX, what should we use? 3, 2, yeah, I think 3, 2 or whatever, it's fine. Let's see.
No. It's supposed to be padding top.
Okay, not padding X.
Yes, it's padding P alone.
P alone, okay.
No, just
I think we already have PX. I think the card already provided PX. So I think we should just go with PY only. Or what do you say?
Because you see that in the card, everything is aligned to the left. There's no space.
Okay. How about Donatos? Are you okay with that?
Yes, I'm okay.
All right, so let's see. I wish I can share my screen. And then we can be seeing the changes immediately.
You can do it now.
I can, but the VS Code will be too small. Okay, so yeah. So what else? Now, I think the shadow is there already, but the border is actually causing us not to see the shadow correctly. So looking at the design again, I think there's something we need to do about the border. What do we do about the border?
Then we should give the border 0.
Border 0. Thank you. So what's the command for border? What's the class for border? Let's confirm.
Border.
Just border, right? So let's just say focus on that. Border 0. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see what we have. All right, this is what we have. All right, the shadow is small, isn't it? The shadow is small.
Let's give it normal.
Yes, the shadow is small.
Let's see normal shadow. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. All right, this is better. This is better. Now let's focus on the card itself. Inside the card, what's next? Let me see. Yeah, I think we're good. So here we have to firstly align the text to the left, because from the design, I think everything is to the left, and then we remove the button. So let's do that.
Sir.
Yes, I'm with you.
In the design, the shadow is not only left and right. Like the main design, it has top also and bottom.
Okay.
Top and bottom, yes.
Okay, so from our own, isn't it the same?
Left and right.
It's just left and right.
Well, let me give this main a padding bottom so we can see what we have on the bottom. Where's the main? Okay, let's give PY 5. Let's see the bottom. How about that?
No, I mean the card.
Yeah, the card. That's what I'm saying.
Have shadow at the top.
Have shadow on top.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing. I think there's nothing we can do about that. If we check their own shadow, I'm not sure they specify shadow top. Only if we want to use our custom styling, which I wouldn't want us to do, because we can still go. We can still go on with that one. Let's see. Shadow. This is their shadow. So let's see if there is shadow top. Shadow insets. There's no shadow top. So, bro, let's go with that. This is okay for me though. It's okay for me. So by the time we do the over effect and then it's just popping up then.
I
think
think
it's
maybe it's because the background is not here yet.
maybe because the background is still the same thing as the shadow color. Maybe by the time we add the background, everything's going to be fine. All right. Just you left? Okay, so now let's focus. Okay. Let's say we should have text left. I don't want text center. Text start. Okay. Text start. And then looking at the text start now, that means we don't really have a padding left. I think we still have to go with what Donato suggested by giving a P for the entire card. Let's see, why is this one even having a padding? So let's confirm that. Let's open up the card. Yes?
I think that the card body
Yes.
and the icon should be inside the same thing. Like that icon.
Okay.
That
inside the card body.
Yes, the icon is supposed to be inside.
Okay.
We now have a flex column, something like that.
Okay. Well, we don't need to have a flex column. The card body already provided all of these things. So let's just move it inside. So let's see. Yeah, enter. Open this. Yeah, let's open this one up. Enter. I'm using Alt and then down to just do those things. Alt and down. Now let's see what we have now. Okay, I think we are good. Oh, you guys are good. Okay, so let's see this piece. Yeah.
Padding bottom.
So
is it padding bottom or gap?
Gap. Is the gap even? Is this equal to this?
Yes, it's even.
All right. So if that's the case, we don't need to go to gap. Gap is just too much. So let's just target this title and give it margin X, margin Y.
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah, that's
okay. Let's see.
Okay. So let's focus on the title. Pick this title again.
Will it be margin or padding?
Margin Y. Let's give 3. 3 may be too much, but let's see. I think that's okay.
Yes, it's okay.
That's okay. Now let's remove the button. We don't want this button. The button, sorry. We really do not want to. It should go out now. All right. Now let's save. Okay. Since the button is out now, let's see what next. This thing is not like black. I don't know why it's not looking blackish. I think it is info. This color, this text color is info. It's not black, it's more like gray. So this one is our secondary, while this one is our primary. So let's do that. Let's focus on this text. Now let's give it.
Yeah, the color is 4444.
So it's not like total black. So let's try text info. Text info. And then now let's go to the title. So we give our title secondary. Our title is secondary text color. Since it's taking the other type, while the image is primary text color. Icon take text color. They don't take background color. They take text color to change their own color. So now let's save it. See what we have. What? This is not info. This is not a good info. I think this should be secondary. Let me confirm that. I need something like a gray. It should be secondary.
Can't you just do manual styling for that one?
If we have a styling that can give us that with Bootstrap, then I don't think we should go to. See, text secondary can give us that. So we are looking for a way to just minimize the number of manual styling that we are using, secondary. So every possible means that we can minimize the manual, secondary. Let's see what we have. Okay, that's it. So we are good. Does this one need bold? Can we bold an icon? Can we give icon a bold?
I
Yes.
think we can. Yes, since it takes a text color.
Text color, right? Fine, that's good. Now let's see. So where is our icon again? Okay, this is our icon. Oh no. This thing is not positioned properly. So let me just select it again. Icon, the last one. This. So now let's say FW, right? FW folder. Let's see.
That'll be too much now.
That'll be too much.
Let's
Perhaps
check
even
it
if
first.
it's going to work. Oh, sorry, it's not working.
What if we give it an outline?
Outline.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with one. Let's see if we can give one an outline. Does Bootstrap provides outline? Outline what? Let's say outline 4. No, we can't give that number 1. That number 1 is nothing. Let's focus on number 2. I'm not sure. So how were they able to achieve this? That's the question. Let's check. Let's check. Let's check. Okay, font style, normal. Font family, remixicon. That's interesting. In this world, they are taking us to where we don't know. You want to carry me go? I don't know. All right, let me just see. Is it possible to see remixicon? Let's see if I can get that here. I'm not sure Google will have it because it's not a normal font family. No, it doesn't. Well, we have to make a research on that. Let me see. I've not done that before, actually. I've not given my icon a bold before.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Can we see the code? Can I see the code?
Okay, I'm coming. You mean the inspect?
No, the one we wrote.
Okay, fine, you can. Why not?
Okay, so I was thinking just give it a style and increase the font width from there.
Okay, let's see if it's gonna work. Font width. Every idea is
bold.
Gone. Bold. Okay. Let's see. I'm not sure. Well, I've not actually thought of doing that thing before. Nah, I'm not. I think there's a special font for icon, font family for icon. So let me see. Remix icon. Is it remix icon or remix icon? Remix icon. Remix icon. I think there's a special font for icon. You can actually try to see how that works. Okay, let's not just waste our time on that. We can just check. Maybe before the next class, I'll also check, but we also can check how that works from our own end also. So now we have, let's just forget about the font icon. Let's forget about the boldness for now. Just check about remix icon on how to increase the font family, how to give font family to an icon. So I believe we should be able to find something. So what is next is, I don't want to change the text. We don't want to waste our time changing the text. So let's see the next thing. Now, what I was trying to say is the AOS, there's one library, an external resource that we can use to decide to give some behavior to our page, to our content, or to items on our page. All right. So in that case, we can just say, when I scroll like this, then I want this to come, to fly inside, or to fade inside, or to just zoom inside, or whatever. So that's what we are going to do next after working on this zoom and then the background. So let's see if you can get the background. How can we get our background? Let's look for a way to get our background.
Should I send it to you?
Okay. If you can do that, just do that right now. Do you think I can get it here? Is it not in their application? Just send it to me, Sha. Are we together? This time, are you sending it?
Yes, I'm on it.
Okay. But how were you able to get that? That's the question. So other persons can know. Pages, Bootstrap name, command. Okay. That's interesting. I expect it to be days, but then it's not giving me anything. Logo, Bootstrap name, JS. Why is it not showing? Okay. I'm still waiting. No, we don't have much time. All right. While you are doing that, let's see if we can work on this one. It's just a normal over effect. Just give it a class, give each of it, just give it the same class, and then when you over on it, it should zoom. Just translate zoom by any kind of percentage. So let's first of all give it each of the card. Let's focus on the card and then give it a class.
So where am I sending it to?
What's up? Or you can send it to chat if you can. Is it a link or a file?
No, it's the file now.
Okay, then send it to WhatsApp. Okay, so we have, let's just say, what can we call it? Card zoom. All right. So now let's go to style. Save that first. Go to styling. Let's say dot card zoom. Cool. And then we'll say transform. Oh no, first let's give it transition so that it's going to be smooth. Or before we do that, let's do this so we can see over. Then what do we need? We need it to get bigger when we over on it. So transform. So we say scale. Scaling is to make something bigger. Scale. So we can just say
let's give it 1.09.
Okay. It's 1.09. Okay. 1.09. 09 what?
1.09. That was it.
Okay.
So I've sent it to.
Yeah, I've seen it. 1.09. Okay, but this one will actually make it not to be smooth. Yeah, so we have to focus, we have to target the card itself again and then give it transition. So it's going to be smooth. So let's do that. Let's just, before the over dot card zoom, before the over now. So let's just say transition, right? So we say all is in, out, and then let's say 2 seconds. 2 seconds will be too small, will be too much. 4.5 seconds. 4.5 seconds. Now let's save it. All right, so that's cool. All right, let's see our design again. See what we have from the design. Okay, but when we over on it, something is happening. I realize that when we over, this one is changing color, right? So when we over on this, we want this guy to change color. So I believe we can still do that. Dot card zoom over, right? And then our title. What is it? Let me check. Is it title of P? What do we have inside? H5. H5. H5 will now change color when we over. There's something I'm supposed to add here, but I can't really remember. Let me just go on color. Make it red first. Important. So if it's going to work, then we'll know. Okay. So let's see. So styling. All right. So it's working. Now, what is it that they have there? This is, I think, the text primary. So let's give it color. Color, text primary color. Is it? Okay, so now if we zoom, okay, let me just explain what I tried to do here. In this case now, we realize that we have cards, right? And then when you over on the card, we have a zoom, a display of zoom. The behavior is for the card to zoom in, or I don't know if it's zoom out, to zoom in, right? So zoom out, whatever it is. So, but then it's not just zooming out. The text, which is H1, H5, on 8, is actually changing a color. So what we need to do is after calling the function for the card to zoom, this is it, dot card zoom. So if card is zooming, now I want, when the card is zooming, I want something to happen to the H5. That's why I had to call the H5 together with it. So when the card is zooming, then H5 should now change color to what? To this one. That means when I'm hovering on this my card, I want this H5 to change color to this color. And then I'm passing importance because it is a style, it is a custom style. If you don't have it, it's still going to work. Well, I don't want to take chances. So I like to pass importance. So that's just it. Then when you save it now, and then go back to your place, and then you over, then you see that the text is also changing color, right? So that's just that. And then at the same time, I think there's a cursor pointer when you over, right? So let's do that also. When you over on it, you get the cursor pointer on the card title. So it's just very simple, what we know already before. So that's that. There's something I did one time that I explained, if anybody knows what I did. So okay, let me just get the image so we can now take questions and sorry, please, you guys should not look at my child. It's not allowed. All right, so download. Okay, so I have this. I'm going to share this. I will appreciate if you can just share the image on the group chat so everybody can have us instead of them. You've done that?
No, I can show you how, guys, how I got it now.
Okay, here, just come here, what should I have? VG VGEO. Okay. Then copy this and then go to desktop, simple project. Then what's our project again? Bootstrap, not this. Bootstrap. First Bootstrap. Don't have any image. Create a new folder. IMG or just image. Then enter image and paste it. All right. So now we can come back here and then go back to our styling. That's one thing, Shao, because this does not really give us, Bootstrap does not really give us a BG image. I don't know if them boys already know how to hack that, but I don't really know that yet. So before all of these things, let me just call .bg background for background. I'll say URL, and then I'll pass the URL. First grab image. No, I have to do that. Image BG area. Okay, then I'll say position, background position, center, background repeat, no repeat, background size, over. Okay, now let's save. All right, so let's see what we have now. Okay, so this is what we have. This is really cool. But this is expecting a gradient. I think I'm expecting a gradient here. All right, this is not like as bright as it is. It's not too visible. So we should give it a gradient of like white, a very fade white. So let's see what we can do about that. We already know how to do all of these things already. So, so let's say eight. Save. And let's see what we have. Six.
I think that to bottom is actually the default for the linear gradient.
Okay, so we don't really need to pass it.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
the
Okay.
The icon.
Yeah.
It's not Bootstrap icon, remix icon.
Okay, those icon, right? It's not from the Bootstrap. Okay.
So you have to copy their CDN and then
maybe you guys will do that as well. You guys should try and do that. If you use this one for the submission, because there'll be a task, perhaps maybe next week. So and this is going to be on this one. So if you use this icon, it's going to be accepted and you're going to get your full mark. So, but then if you can still show yourself and then go to remix icon and then give us the remix icon, then fine, you're good to go still. So yeah, we have the image. We have now. What else do we need to do on this page? Since we have our navigations, right? We have the one page, right? And then we have the cards. And then the behavior of the card is actually giving us what we want. So yeah, that's it. So before I go into the AOS, which I said I was going to explain to ourselves, please let me take questions. If you have anything that is not clear about this one, please feel free to raise your hand now and then let's ask our questions before we go into the other one.
Okay, so sir, how to get the background image? So
okay,
you go to inspect.
Okay.
Like then go to
Source,
source.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then
images.
no. That button that we use and
The selector. I expect it to be in this image. VGE. Okay. Is here now. I thought I opened this thing initially and then I wasn't getting what I expected.
This is from our local.
This is from your phone. It's the one you had.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. So I was wondering why. Thank you for that. So we have sort. I'm expecting it to be there. Maybe there's something is wrong. So sort, just the way we have it there, we should have access, image, and then demo VG.
okay.
This
Here you have to use that selector because when I
Okay.
was going to the code, they have different HTML files there.
Okay, so this is it. Well, I'm still finding it difficult to get.
Go to sources.
Okay, so this is it, isn't it? This is the background.
Yes, that's the background.
Right, this is the arrow. So this is the background, right? This black thing.
Hold up. You have to open it full. That's like media query form. Yeah. That green one.
Okay, this one.
Yes.
Okay, now let's go back to sources. Still giving us the same thing. Logo and game. You know what? Just so we don't waste much of our time on this thing. You understand? So you can just explain it to me. I'll see if I can find a way to what?
Can he share his own screen and run it for us?
Okay, that will be after the class because this is recorded or this is on recording.
Okay.
So yeah, but then we'll see how we can do that later. I'm expecting to see it, this demo.vg, but then since I'm not saying it, let's just go straight. Gospel, we're going to just go through that when we are out of this class. Okay. So let's see how we can fix the AOS. Although we may not see the effects so much because currently our page is not like much. All right. We don't have a large page so let's just see. We'll still try to see if we can explain it. It's AOS. Just search for AOS. So let's wait for it to open up. You only have to copy the CDN, OS, animate on scroll library. So waiting for it. Now let's click on it. Wait for it to open. So you have different type of animation that you can actually use. So this is it. So if you scroll down now, you see the way some of those contents and items are just they're coming in. So you can choose to decide whichever one. This is fade. So this is data OS fade down, and then we have fade up, we have fade right, fade left, fade whatever it is, and then we have zoom, we have flips. So, but we are not interested in all of this for now. We need to copy the CDN first. That's one thing about all of these external resources. Look for a way to copy the CDN. Since we are still working on HTML and CSS, so we have to focus on CDN. By the time you start working on React or some other framework, then you have to start looking at how to use npm install and all of that. But for now, we copy our CSS here and then this one as our JavaScript script. So copy this, right? Copy this like this. Now go back to your code and then go to your index.html. Okay. Let's create another one. Let's say AOS animation or animate on scroll animation is fine. So paste this here. Now let's go back and copy for script. This script is mostly located at the bottom of the body, just like we have this one here. So let's just paste this here. All right, now let's save it. So having done that, there's other thing we have to initialize inside the script, right? Inside the script, you have to create a script. Like just copy this thing, it's simple. You don't have to worry about creating a script. Just copy this and under this one, paste it also. Let's save it. Then we have one script, two scripts, and then the Bootstrap script. So what else do we need to do? Go back to, let's assume we want to use fade in, right? Let's assume we want to use fade in. Let's go back to fade. So
Yeah,
this is
it's fading the use.
they use their hand. So since they're using fade in, fade up, fade down, fade right, fade left. So let's see how their own animation looks like. And then let's go back there, and then let's refresh. If it is up or down, left or right. Okay, so this is up, while this is left. Is that what I see? This is fading up, this is fading to the left. All right, so let's just do that. Up, fade up. It's very easy. Just copy this thing like this and target the parent. You can even target the container. You know that we actually created a container for text center. Yeah. So remember, it is not inside the class, it is outside the class. It's a different attribute, database attribute, then fade down. So now let's go to, no, this is it. Oh, sorry, it should be this one. Sorry, not this. Okay, I think we still need this for this one also. Okay, let's just go on with this one also. Now let's save. Then this should be page right. Let's use left. Left. All right. So now let's see what we have. The only way to see it is to refresh. Oh wow. No, that's not cool. Okay. It's too fast, isn't it? That's too fast. So
It's supposed to add delay.
there's delay. Yeah. So we just look for delay from the OS. Everything is written there. We have delay, we have other attribute that you can actually add. So let's just look for it. Different settings example. So this is it, data AOS duration. How many minutes do you want it to, like, how do you want it to like come in? Do you want it to be 3,000 and all of that? So let's just copy this one and add it. Let's go for the 3,000. So let's include this as part of the attributes, then also this as part of the attributes. Now let's save, see what we have. I believe that's not too much, yeah. That's right. And let's refresh. Okay, so is that too much? Is that delay too much? Let's see their own.
Their own is 300.
300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AOS delay, no duration.
Okay, that's what they do. Let's see if we are going to get a delay also from here. Okay, let's see what's the delay about. Okay, let's use the delay instead of the.
And the animation they use is coming up. Our is going down.
All right, we don't have to copy them fully, Sha. Well, let's copy them fully.
And that fade left is still fade up.
Okay, everything is fade up, right?
But looking like left because everything is allowed to be left.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Although, how can you get that? It's simple. Just to inspect. Everything is actually there in the inspect. If you inspect the page, you see the fade. So let's inspect so we can know in case we are confused. So check that. Let's open it up. All right, so this is it here. AOS delay 100. So you can just see AOS delay 1000. This is a duration, AOS duration 1000. So you can just, since this is for the body, I think this is for the body. So you can also do the same thing also. Look for the body and then copy this one and paste it, but you don't have to say all of this one there. So let's pick this one, pick it and see what we have. Section, this is it. So their AOS delay is 100. I think it's 100, right? Not 300. Okay, let's follow 100, 100. Let's make this one 300. Okay, good. Let's see what we have. That'll be a very interesting view now. All right, so that's that about that. Now I'm going to push this to the repo. I don't think I have a repo for this already. Oh, unless I forget, let's make this not scrollable. Yeah, let's make our header fixed. So let's see, I think Bootstrap should provide that for us also. Position. Let's look for position value. Fixed up. So we have position fixed. All right. Yeah, so let's use position fixed and then is the header of position fixed. This is going to look red from the beginning. This is going to look red from the beginning, shifting to the left. Yeah. So all we need to do is just give it width of 100%. So let's check their own width here, just to be sure. So how do they give width 100%? Why is this one coming here? I said width. All right, so we have width. We have width 70. Is this
on that's on that border?
All right. Width, normal width, normal width, normal width. Is there no normal width? Sizing. Okay, so we have width 100%, which is width W100. Fine. So let's give it W100 and then let's save. Okay, now let's go back to our code, our display. So this is what we have. Fine, that's we can really find. But what else do we need to do to make this better? What else do we need to do? Z index, thank you. Z index, thank you. So now let's look for their Z index. Z index scale. Let's look for what they have. For Z index. Okay. So I think they're just going to use Z index 023. 023. What is that supposed to mean? Come in, look for it again. If we had other Z index. Okay, component elements. Overlay component. Let's try this first. Okay, let's try it. Z index. I don't know what they are saying here actually. Don't really understand what they are saying. But let's pass one. I'm not sure this will work. Not sure that will work. Well, let's see. It's not. Even have Z index. Why are they not giving us the accurate Z index? What is all of this? Okay, so I don't have that time. Let me just call it Z. Save it. Save it. All right. Then dot Z and then Z index 100. No time to check time. All right, now we are good. So what we need to do is to change this to white on over. When we are scrolling, we need this thing to change to white, which I'm not sure we can do that right now. But okay, the background shape is even white by default. So I think that's what we're missing. Let's just change VG white by default. All right. So now let's check. Okay, I think we are good to go. All right, this text is smaller compared to ours. Let me target the LI. Li. We're actually out of our time.
Did you use the Z index?
There's no, I don't understand how their Z index is like.
I think it's a Z index, then hyphen the number.
I think I used that, but then it wasn't working. Okay, I'll try it again. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to reduce the font size. What was it again? FS5. Oh, no. I don't want to use a custom styling. But since we don't have, let's say, font size. It's small. Okay. Yeah, it's really, really small. Okay, there's no space here. Okay, I think that's it. There's no space there. What I need to do, instead of saying MX Auto for the UL, I'll just say M start auto. Okay, so this is M start auto. All right, there's no space to the left, to the right, so M start auto. And then I need small margin here. So it's not going to be too close. I'll say margin right. Let's give it 4. PR4 instead. Oh, sorry, P end. This Bootstrap. All right, let's see what we have now. Fine, this is okay. Too much. Too much. Okay, that's cool. That's better. Jasmine, please talk. This is an open session. I don't expect us to raise hand before talking. Just talk. Okay?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know. I thought I was supposed to raise my hand before I say anything.
No, it's okay. All right.
I have issue with the over effect, the AOS. I don't understand that, and yeah, the over effect and the AOS. I don't know how you did that. I just seem to get it.
All right. I'm coming. I'll explain that again. Coming. Let me see if I need this guy. Okay, so what I explained about the over effect, actually, we don't really get to have the Bootstrap over effect is not really friendly. It's not user friendly. Like it's not development friendly. That's what I would say. It's not development friendly. So how do we even do? So we had to use our custom over effect, our custom styling for this over effect. All right. So then after creating the cards, right, we now decided to pass a class to the cards, each of the cards, the card one by one. So which is this card zoom. I called card zoom to each of the card one by one. All right. So then and I'll go to my styling, which is my custom styling. Since we can't really get that styling from Bootstrap, then we decided to use a custom styling for it. All right. So then this is it. So I say card zoom dot card when I call the card, and I'll pass over. So when I over on this card, what do I want this card? How do I want this card to behave? So and then we already explained to ourselves that transform is actually a CSS property that can be used to change the behavior of the content. We have transform transition, we have transform rotate, we have transform scale, we have transform different type of transform. So if you just open it, just click it, you see transform metrics, perspective, rotate, scale, and many more like that. All right. But what we need here is for the card to increase, the size of the card to increase, more like zooming out. Okay. So that's why we have to use the scale, and scale is used for zooming. And scaling is from 0 to like 1 point something. All right. So that's why if you say 1, that means the same scale, just default. Scale 1, that means you don't want anything to happen to it. It should remain where it is, what it is. Like the size should remain the same. If you say 0.9, that means you want the size to reduce when you hover on it. Let's show it. Let's see. Let's use 0.5 so we'll see it clearly. 0.5. So this is 0.5. When I hover on it now, it's going to get smaller. All right. Because 1 is the initial scale, which is the default. Now, hovering on it, since you reduce the 1, then it's going to reduce. Now, how were we able to achieve the smooth effect? Without this transition, let's remove this first, then let's save it. We will not be able to get that smooth transition. Can you see? So it's not smooth because we remove this transition. Transition is just a property that you pass to the main card. If you notice, we did not pass transition to this over. We only pass transition to the main card, to the card itself. So that, okay, that means anything that will happen to you, be smooth on it. Don't just behave anyhow, right? Now, whatever effect that this user or this developer will pass to you, I want you to take it and then be smooth with it. Go in, ease in, and then ease out smoothly. So that's transition. And then we pass seconds to it as 0.5 seconds, meaning that, okay, I want to, everything that will happen within you should be within 0.5 seconds. That's like 30 milliseconds or something. I can't remember. So that's like 30 milliseconds, right? So yeah, that's just it. So the all means that's just by default name. That's the naming. All apply to everything. And then ease in and out. Ease in, go in. When you go in, ensure the same ease that you use to go in, use the same ease to come out. And then everything should happen within 0.5 seconds. All right, so let's bring that back, save it. And then now the scale, if we say 1.5, that will be too big because 1 is by default, right? And then we're adding 0.5 to it. That means I want you to zoom out and be big enough, you see? So this is really, really too big. That was why Donato suggested I would just go with 1.09, which is going to look really nice on the board. Okay, so this is more like adding a little scale, just a little scale. We don't want it to be too much because of the UI, right? So we want it to look really nice. So we added 1.09 to it and then we save it. So then let's now see. See, that's just it. Now, if you over on it with the help of the transition and the help of the scale, now we are getting this behavior card. So that's number 1 about it. Are we clear on that first, Jasmine?
Yes, I am.
All right. Then secondly is the AOS, right? Like I said, it's just AOS is an external resource. It's a library that provides animation on scroll to content. So what you need to do is just search for it on Google, AOS. That's what Google is meant for. Search for AOS, and then you have the option. The first one, animate on scroll library. So when you click on it, it's going to bring you to this place. Open this page for you. So after opening this page, this is AOS Animate on Scroll Library. You get to see the examples of how those things are going to come in when you apply it. These are the examples, how they fade in, how they animate on scroll. So we have the one that will flip, the one that will zoom, and all of that. Okay, so but then how can we even, I said when we are working with library, you have to get their CDN. There's a way you connect. You have to link the library to your own VS Code, to your own code. So to link it is with the use of CDN, because we are not going into NPM import for now. What we are doing is to use CDN. CDN is Content Delivery Network. That's the full meaning of CDN. Content Delivery Network. It's just from the meaning. It is used to deliver a content from one library, from one network to your own network. So content delivery network. So now we look for the CDN that should be located down the page. Yeah, this is it. So skip this install because we are not going there. We are using CDN sources, right? And then from CDN, they said, copy this into your CSS, right? Since we don't want to use CSS, so we can just, our CSS is mostly located at the head, inside the head of our HTML. So we just copy this and then go to our code and then paste it inside the head of our HTML head. So this is it, AOS animation. We decided to comment it so we can easily read the code when next we come. So AOS animation, and then we paste this one, right? And then the second one is to copy this one as the JavaScript file. And like I said, a JavaScript is mostly a script file, right? So you just copy these scripts, just the way we pasted the script at the bottom of our body. Bottom of our body, that's where you paste a script. Let me close the name. And then close this. A script should be located at the bottom. It's still inside the body, but at the bottom after every other content, after every other element. So we have the Bootstrap link. Let me even comment it. Bootstrap script. Bootstrap script. Then this is AOS script. Okay. And then the last one is also AOS script. If you see, we have to copy two things. The first one, and then the initialize OS. So we copy the first one, paste it here, and then copy the second one, and then paste it here. After doing that, now we need to target each of these things that we want to behave. We want the behavior on. What do we want the behavior on? We want the behavior on our content. So let's go to main. We don't want it on the main entirely, right? We want it on the text. Thank God I was able to just give that first content a title, a class, hero text. Okay, so I give it hero text so that I can easily find it when I need it again. So then, since I want the behavior for the hero text to fade in or maybe fade up from the design that we have, it is actually fading up. So I'll just come here, look for the one that has the fade. This is fade, not flip, not zoom, just fade. Then you look for the fade up. This is fade up, right? Just copy this thing like this, copy it, and then come here and then paste it. Don't paste it inside the class. It is like a class, more like the way we used to have ID and I class. So it's more like a class also. So they call it attribute. Okay, so we paste it after the class or before the class, anywhere you want to paste it, but don't paste it inside the class. All right, so then I paste the first one, fade up. Then because it is too fast, I need it to delay a little bit, just come in smoothly and then delay a little bit. From the design, we had to inspect and then see what they use, right? So we inspect from here, inspect this, their design, inspect, and then we were able to look for what they used in their own. So let's look for it. Animate, yeah, this is it. And AOS animate data OS fade up. That's what they use. That's why I think they use fade up. And then the delay also is 100. So we decided to use our delay also to be 100. All right. So then we go back to this place, AOS, for the delay, because what if you don't know it before? So, and then you need the delay. So you just go back, go down, and then you look for the delay. You see it from the effect. Yeah, this is the settings, different settings example. This is duration. How long do you want it to, the behavior to happen? How long do you want it to happen? So this for 3,000 seconds. Sorry, for 3 seconds, 3 seconds. And then we have a delay. Where is the delay again? Anchor, this is the delay. So then you can just copy the delay and then use it also as this one. But because they use 100 in their own, we have to use 100 also in our own. So we'll do the same thing for the card. This is the card div, all right? This is the card div that gave us a row. So we copy the same thing and then put it here also. But then their own card, I think they made it 300 because they want this Bootstrap to come in first before this one will now come in. That means this one should come in since it is 100. Then after 300, after another 3 seconds, I want this one to come in. So that's just the purpose of the delay. I want it, it's just, I don't want it to come in directly at the same time. That's why if you refresh now, and then we see it, we see that this one will come in and then this one will come in. So that's just the behavior of the AOS. So that's just that about that. You can apply it to each of it one by one. If you want this one to come in from the right, this one to come in from bottom, top, and then left. You can apply it to each of it one by one. All you have to do is just to copy the data OS and then paste it in the different card that you want the behavior. So that's that about that. So, but then if you guys notice, are we clear, Jasmine?
Yeah, but how is this main page? How is it going under our header? Like, what function did you use for that?
Okay, well, you know, for us to have our header fixed, for us to have it fixed, we don't want it to move with the page. We want it to be there while we are scrolling. So that's why we have to, let me do something first so that we can see this thing very well. Let me try something. Copy this, paste it here. Save. Okay, so while we are moving like this, we don't want, let me remove the fixed first. We don't want that our header to actually move the things. We want it to be on the screen. So this is what we add initially. Save. So we don't want it to move. So now this is what we have. Now it is moving with the screen, which we don't want. We want the header to be fixed there, right? So that when we move, it should be there and then we can move under it. So to do that, we have to like give our, you already know that before, position fixed. That's from the styling, we say position fixed. But in this case, we are using Bootstrap, so we just have to pass position fixed. So we were able to realize that, okay, we can use this with Bootstrap by searching for that. Just go to your Bootstrap and then search for position values here, and then you can now look for all the options that they have for you on position. So this is the position, static, relative, absolute, and then fixed. So then we copy the same thing and we use it there, position fixed. But position fixed, we actually make the header to misbehave. If you check now, it's going to like shift to the left. As you can see, it's now shifting to the left, right? And then our text is actually jumping on top of it. So we need two things. We need to make the header to take the full width of the screen, number one, and then we need to give it a Z index, right? So that it's going to be higher than every other content on the page. So how do we do that? Target your fix and then give width. Width, W is width in Bootstrap, width 100. Okay, so width 100. And how do we get to know that this width 100 is width 100%? The same process, just go to your Bootstrap, search for width, right? So we have width for border, that's not what we want. We need width for sizing. This is it, width for sizing. Then we click on width for sizing, and then we'll be able to see it here. We see W25 is width 25%. W50 is 50%, 75, and then 100 is 100%. And then you can also pass width auto for it to take. Auto means adjust yourself to the size of whatever content that you have inside of this. All right, so that's where we're able to get width 100. Now, if you save it, and let's see what we have again. Let's see what we have. Now we have the header looking really nice. But what else do we need to do is, okay, this thing is still not above every other content. That means we need to pass the Z index. So, but then we don't really get the Z index for Bootstrap. We'll try this one. I don't really know where the Z index is. So let me try this Z index 100. Let's see. See, it's not working. Although let's give it a background color first so that we'll see if it even if it is working or not. Let's give it a background color of white. So we say BG white.
No, sir.
Right.
Sir.
Yeah, I'm
the one that is coming under, that is this one page. Yeah. You're supposed to give Z index hyphen N1, that is -1.
-1. Okay. Okay, that means we have to keep pass. I won't really like that because we have to keep passing -1 to every of the content.
No.
Right?
No. Okay. Just that container.
Okay, let's do that. Let's see.
Why the nav, you give it Z index 1, Z index -1.
Z index 1. Let's see. Coming. So you say we should target the main, right? And then give it Z index. What do we pass here?
Z-index -1, N1.
N1. Okay. Now let's see. Is this okay?
Yeah, that's okay. Let's check it first.
Okay, now let's check it. Okay. Well, I think it's still giving us the same behavior. Right? So what else can we do? I really won't advise us to do this because even if it does work, that means I have to keep passing -1 to every of, because I won't have just one main, I will have other sections. So I'll have to keep passing that -1 to all of them. That's just what I thought. So I won't really go for this. Instead of that, I'll just use my custom styling. So that's just what I did here by passing. I just called Z. I made this one my Z index, right? So then I call the Z. Jasmine, are you still with me?
Yes,
So I
yes,
call the Z here inside my style, and then I gave it Z index 100. That means anything that will even come, just make sure you are above those contents. That's Z index 100. Now, if you check it now, right, see, now it's going really smoothly under it because this one is not having Z index 100. All right. So that's just how we're able to
Sorry,
achieve.
I thought the Z index is the higher the number, the item is going to be up on top, like in front. So if we are giving Z index 100, how come it's now going below?
We are giving Z index 100 to the header.
Oh, okay,
Not
okay,
to the main.
okay, not
Yes,
the
to the
content.
header.
Okay.
Please, Elijah, can you stop using this annotation, please? So we are giving Z index, and that's why every other thing is now below the header.
Okay, thank you.
So that's it. So, but then I realized that when I change this thing to fixed, position fixed does not really allow its content to take space. So this fix is now making this one to jump inside. So I need to, and this thing is too close to the top. From the design, it's not this close to the top. So I need to add, I need to add another thing. Perhaps maybe I can just focus on this and give it a padding or a margin. So let's see. Elijah.
And
so
yes? I think you had an AOS init under your HTML. What's that?
AOS beneath. What do you mean? This one?
Yeah,
that's the initialization. That's actually the initialization. That's from what they provided in their. Yeah.
Are we supposed to copy it too?
Yeah, you should copy it too because, well, without it, it will actually work. But then some behavior, if you need some other property of the AOS, you won't get it without initializing. So you have to copy the initialization and paste it on the just like this.
Okay.
Right. All right. So what I'm trying to explain is, okay, I think this is too close to the top. So let's just give it. Let's give it let me focus on this. This is already padding wide, so I can't target that anymore. This is padding top also. So let's try margin top 5. Let's see. We're going to have something. Yes, I think we will. Okay, I think that's okay. So we have something now. Now there's something I like to actually say again. I want to make the background at the background color. I want to, background image. I need to make it attached so that when I scroll, I don't want the background to scroll with me. I want the background to scroll only when I'm done scrolling on that background. Let me show you guys so that we can understand it better. If I say background attachment fixed, or is it fixed or scroll? Let's see. Should be fixed. All right. So let me show you how that works now. So background attachment fixed means that, okay, background should not scroll when I'm scrolling on the content of that background until I'm done scrolling on the content of that background. That's when I want the background to now scroll. Now let's see. If you realize, you see the background is not scrolling currently, right? So until I'm done, did you see that?
Yes, yes, yes. Very
Yeah,
nice.
so until I'm done scrolling, network. So until I'm done scrolling on all of those content on the background, that's when the background will now join every other thing to now scroll up. So that's just is how do you do that? Is just by going to background attachment and make it fixed. So that's that about that for today. Let's take question, a quick one. So I'll push this. I'll actually push this, but I won't be sending it to us. So I want us to at least try and do something on your own on all of this. If you have any concern, feel free to reach out, right? I don't really know all of the commands offhand. I don't know the properties, the classes. So what you can do to help yourself is always go back to this Bootstrap and search for it. If you still don't know how to search for it, go to Google and search, how do I achieve this with Bootstrap? And then you see, definitely you get the answer. If I don't really know how to, because I can't have everything. The one I've been working with is Tailwind, which I know that one very well. I can actually tell you offhand all the classes, but the Bootstrap, I don't really work with it that much. So that's just it about that. Thank you very much. I'll take questions now. If you have any question, please feel free. But then if you don't have, we can just call it a day. All right, question.
Sorry, I have a question.
Okay, Abigail.
Okay, sorry, I was lost at that AOS when you were explaining it. I
Okay.
really didn't see the effect. I don't know, maybe you can re-explain again.
I've explained that thing twice. You were not with us, Abigail, were you? Were you doing something else?
Well, I was lost. Yes, I was lost when you were explaining it.
You were doing something else, Abigail. You were doing something else. I've explained it twice, but well, this will be the last thing I'll explain it. Okay, this is what I said. You need always animation on your page, right? Although I could just suggest you go back to the video and see it, but it may take a while before they upload the video. So just go to Google and search for AOS. That's number one. Search for AOS. When you search, you see this thing animate on scroll. Then open it. You're going to see this page, right? When you open the AOS. Now go down. We don't need this one for now. We need to first thing copy the CDN and link it to our own page, our VS Code. Although this adds still the behavior that we want, right? But we don't want it yet. So first thing, go to down. You see the CDN sources. Copy this first one to your CSS. That is, copy the link and paste it in your header, your HTML header. Just paste it here. So I decided to give a class or a comment with animation, and then I paste it here. So this is the link that I copied. Then I go back to copy the second one, right? This one is a script. And like I said earlier, a script should mostly be located at the bottom of our page, of our body, sorry. So copy the script. Now go back to your code, go down where you have at the bottom of your body. So now AOS script. Then I paste it here, right? Paste that script here. And then I come back, copy the last one also, the initialize AOS, and then I paste it here. So that means that I have two scripts to copy and paste here. Remember, it is at the bottom of the body, not outside the body, at the bottom of the body, right? Then the link is also inside the head, not outside the head. It is inside the head. All right, so having done that, now we need animation. We need our animation to fade in. That's what we need. We need a fading behavior of our content. So since this is under fade, right? So we can just look for the one that has fade up. Which one? Okay, this one has fade up, right? So copy it and then go to where you want the behavior to actually affect. Not our nav, but our main. And not just the main, we want it to affect the content. This one, that's what we want it to affect. So we look for this one. Remember, we gave this one hero text if you are with us from the beginning of the class. So we gave it a div and then we call it hero text. So we drop that data OS, this thing that we copied, we drop it after the class, not inside the class, after the class, fade up. So we need a delay also, because without this delay, it's going to be coming out too soon and too fast. So we need a little bit of delay for it to come out. So that's why we need to go down, look for the effects. There's one where you see something like settings. You see settings, different settings examples. So you look for, this is duration, but we are looking for a delay. So let's look for delay. So this is delay, data OS delay. So you copy this one only, right? And then come back to your code and then paste it. So we don't want too much of delay. So that's why we give it 100. So, but then we need a delay, we need a behavior that when this one come in, this one comes in. We don't want the two to come in at the same time. So we need this one to come in first, and then this one come in after that. So that's why we have to like give this one also. This is the other one, the cards. This is the div for the cards. So we have to like give it data OS fade up also. But then the delay is now 300. That means this one will delay by 1 second, while this one will delay by 3 seconds. So that will give us this behavior that when you refresh or when you open the page, this one will come in first and then this one will come in. You can see it may be too fast, but it's actually coming in with the way we want it to come in. This 100 and then this 300. So I hope that explains everything you need to know. Abigail, are we okay? You can also still go back to the video if you still didn't get it clearly. You can go back to the video and then you definitely understand what I'm trying to explain. Let's save it. So is that all? Is that all? Do we have other question?
Okay, I understand now. Thank you.
All right, all right, all right. Any other question? Okay, thank you very much, guys, for joining today's class. I really appreciate it. And I will meet again the same time next week, Tuesday. And please be prepared that next week there will be a promotional task on Tuesday. Elijah, why will you be drawing stuff on my screen? So we're going to be having a promotional task on Tuesday, and that will be both Bootstrap and responsiveness. So it's going to be a little bit bulky because I want us to have both Bootstrap. Well, I don't know yet, but we are going to write our media query ourselves, submit that link, and then a Bootstrap, and then submit it. Although I don't know yet, maybe it's going to be only the media query, or it's going to be both media query and Bootstrap. So, well, let's just prepare ourselves before then. What I will advise us to do is the fin suite, let's go back there and make it responsive now, because if we are going to be having a media query task, it's going to be based on the fin suite. And the only thing it's going to be based on is the responsiveness media query. So if you are doing it from now, just on Tuesday, you can just copy what you've done and then submit it, right? And then it's not like it's too much. When you finish with that one during the weekend, you can jump onto the Bootstrap also and then see what you can do about that. Although we don't have a design for that yet. I don't know which design we're going to be using, if it's going to be this one or that one. But trust me, I don't really like to stress us. When we do something in class, it's mostly what we are going to do for our task. So if you're going to do anything, focus on this one-page Bootstrap and try as much as possible to know how to do it very well. So that's just it. All right, thank you very much, guys. And I also explained that background attachment fixed. We allow the background to be attached until you are done scrolling, just like this. So when I'm done scrolling now, it's going to follow them. But because we don't have anything at the bottom, but from the initial, it's not going to follow the scroll. So thank you very much, guys. Let's meet again same time Tuesday next week. Like I said, you can always reach out to us. I believe we have all been graded here. So anybody who is yet to be graded is probably having one issue or the other. So let's try and fix ourselves so we can promote to stage 4 and we can start working on whatever it is we're supposed to work on. Thank you very much and have a good day. Sorry, Elijah. Sorry, I forgot. I think I saw your hand up. Elijah, please ask a question. Elijah.
Yes, sir. Please, I wanted to. Yes, thank you, sir, for remembering me. Okay, I wanted to ask concerning the AOS.